I'm Ty Unwin and I'm a composer, essentially concentrating writing music for TV and film, but also general production. The feel determines every note that you play. I can play two synths that could physically be identical, but if they've got different actions, I will play differently. And it's the same with a weighted controller. You always normally you have to adapt to it. The great thing about the SL is that you can make that adapt to you as well, which is a bit of a first, really. For the first time, it really genuinely does feel like it's a proper instrument. I think what everyone wants when they design a controller to link with, whether it be a DAW or with racks or whatever, is breaking down the barrier so that it feels like one integrated instrument, whether that be with software or hardware. And I think that's what they've achieved here. It's the first time that you can actually make it feel like an integrated instrument. The controllers are, for me, are fantastic. And it's one of those, again, it's like an action being very, very personal. The controllers are very personal. And the three joysticks and the way that the three joysticks integrate, and the fact that they're all different. All three joysticks are different in terms of which element is sprung, which element is freewheeling. The fact that you've got every combination possible in three little mini joysticks. Per note you can change the balance between notes, you can change the velocity curve. The only thing I really did go into were two patches. One where I was working with a drum kit, where the fact that you can change the velocity response and the balance across the board for every note. There were certain drums that were sticking out in a mix, so I could, when I was playing it, so I adjusted that. And also I did some prepared piano sample patch where every note responds differently. And again, certain notes were kind of sticking out slightly more, so I could mess with that from a playing style rather than just changing the sample levels. So, but I have to say, straight out of the box, it feels fantastic. It works. I mean, I have to say the way I use it integrated in my setup, I don't use that so much, but from a live perspective, it's great the fact that you could hook this up to a laptop and up to some, kind of modules or other synths and control everything from one keyboard with independent control of levels and patch changes and what each controller does for each zone. With something like this, you don't really need that because the screen tells you everything that you want, and it's really clear, and again, from a live perspective, really useful. And silly things like you can name your setups, you can work out your playlist, and you can name not only your master setup, but each individual zone you can name. So I keep emphasising about what a great piano feel it is, a piano action, which makes writing piano parts so easy. And the thing to emphasise is the fact that the gradation between the really, really soft, low velocity, building up to the high velocities is really smooth. It's really, really smooth, and obviously you can vary all the response of that, and you can change the shape of that. But even just straight out of the box, it's just so smooth. And the other thing is, you get a lot of the weighted actions where it's actually really difficult to get the really top numbers. It's really difficult to get the kind of 126s, 127s in MIDI velocity. And vice versa, it's really difficult to get the really low numbers down into anything below 6 or 7. A lot of times very difficult. But this, you can get the full range really naturally and vary it really, really easily. again, the quality of being able to kind of really dig in and really kind of go for it is important with patches like this, where you've got a general kind of orchestral patch that you can need to really dig in and explore the kind of velocity switching, and but again you need to have that control over when samples start kicking in and when they're kind of when they're not there. This it's completely smooth. In terms of the controllers, obviously you've got your 3 sticks, but the nice thing about it is that they're all different. So with stick 1, it's basically like a pitch bend. So you can spring it left, right, but it also springs up and down. But that's everything. Every aspect is sprung. Sorry, should I say? With stick 2, you basically get it so it's sprung left and right. But in terms of the y-axis, it's not sprung, so that's more like a mod wheel, a traditional mod wheel. And then the 3rd stick is basically just completely free running. So this is like essentially just like a non-sprung joystick, and they all do different things and allow you to do different things. I mean, this one, this is my normal mod wheel, so if I've got a patch like this, so I've written this one for a particular trumpet sound. So we have normal pitch bend, like that. We then on stick 3, because this is completely free and non-sprung, I've got it so that on the y-axis it's the mod wheel, which changed the brightness of the trumpet, and on the x-axis I've got it set up so it controls the modulation. And then on stick 2 I haven't got anything assigned to the x-axis, but on the y-axis I've got it so that it adjusts the growl when I do transitions between notes. And then, I mean, just the general playability of it. So here there's a kind of, it's just an acoustic guitar. But again, there's a lot of velocity switching going on here. And right down to the low levels, it's very smooth up to the higher levels.